This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our RIPALivecast. Machine Gun Kelly took credit this week for reviving rock music. What's that thing they say about the cure sometimes being worse than the disease? That's extra true when the cure has a case of HPV. Our RIPALivecast starts now.
Well, the good news, Shannon, is HPV is curable now. Well, not curable, but there's a vaccine. You can go and get a few shots and you're fine. You
Did you do that, Rob?
You want. I have one more shot left. I'll take all the vaccines. Shoot me up, baby. Welcome to the RIPALivecast, or just RIPALivecast.
Isn't that your tagline on Grindr? Shoot me up, baby.
I'm not the one being shot up. I'm the one doing the shooting.
Is there an HPV vaccine checkbox in your profile on those apps?
No,
to let people know.
No,
you should have that.
Not for HPV, but they do have. You can put the last time you've been tested for STDs and your status. And
a picture of your doctor.
Reminders.
Maybe he's better looking than you are, and they just want to hit up your doctor instead.
I wanted to point out, because of our intro there, the CDC just tweeted and they want to clarify something. HPV curable, MGK population still at risk. So everyone use caution, please.
Wear a mask around people who enjoy MGK.
Exactly.
It is contagious.
Hello, everybody.
It's RIPALivecast. I'm Rob, here with Sid.
Hello.
Hello, Sid. And Darren.
Hi.
We're primarily an audio medium, Darren.
You caught me mid mouthful. What do you want me to do? Just spit all over my
story of my life.
Oh.
Welcome to the show. If you want to be a part of the show, we are live every Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. I had a brain freeze of what the Pacific time is there, and our phone lines are up and active. You can give us a ring-a-ding-ding at 213-WIDE-NUT. That's 213-943-3688. We are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube, and we are live on our Facebook page. And if you happen to not listen live and listen to the audio version of the podcast, you could now watch our live broadcast for free on archives on all three platforms. How exciting. And also, if you want to email us, we take feedback that way as well at RIPALivecast@gmail.com. So those are all the promos. And, I guess we could start off with MGK, I guess. But I really do give him credit in the sense of he knows how to keep getting himself some headlines. I guess. MGK recently said that he revived Rock. He's the one. It's all thanks to Rock was dead.
Thank you.
And he brought it back.
Maybe it should have stayed dead. Is that possible?
Oh.
Why?
Why?
It's like Pet Cemetery, when they wish that their pet would come back, and it does, but it's all fucked up and like zombie-like. That's kind of what this is.
Pretty much.
So here's this
exactly.
Yeah, he was quoted in Billboard magazine because he's putting out a new album. It's called like Mainstream Sellout or something like that.
Can you be a sellout if you never had cred to begin with?
Yeah, there was nothing you sold out. There's like,
you never were authentic.
Yeah.
So he defends himself against accusations that he's a cosplay punk in the new issue of Billboard magazine by saying, if I have to be a scapegoat for people's own if I have to be a scapegoat for people's own insecurities, whatever, I'm more punk rock than you because at least I'm willing to put my ass on the line. I don't know why he has this weird Midwest accent.
His ass on the line for what? He's making millions of dollars. What's the risk?
Yeah. I know it kills certain bands in that community that I got the success I got.
That's true.
But I earned that shit.
That's not true.
I was fucking loading up the van with our drums and amps in 2010, driving to Indiana and Chicago, playing Warped Tour. I'll tell you the fucking Wi-Fi codes to venues in Blackfoot, Ohio. Can you say that shit as a band?
Rob, stop reading MGK lyrics and let's get to this article, okay? This actually sounds like a Kid Rock song. This is like something he would sing.
Oh, we'll get.
I know the Wi-Fi codes in Blackfoot, Ohio.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me where to connect.
Ow.
So the article points out that MGK's last album, 2020's Ticket to My Downfall, debuted at #1 on the US album chart, and it was the first rock album to do so in over a year. The last album before that was actually Foo Fighters.
Oh. Yeah.
It opened the lane back up for people who make money, says Kelly. It opened up these festivals. Rock needed a defibrillator. Who cares who gives it? Just as long as that motherfucker doesn't die.
Okay, wait. So who else did it open it up for, or just him?
Well, I guess he's saying now he's brought all this increased attention to rock, which objectively he absolutely has, but it's kind of like the
to
bad
rock
kind
or
of
just
attention.
his music?
Well, to his music, certainly, but also, I mean, theoretically, he is bringing attention to Slipknot because of that feud that they had.
All right, I guess.
But it's not like his talent and his music is so great that he's bringing attention to. It's just like him yelling at people on Twitter.
Okay, if I giving him, playing the devil's advocate here, what he's saying is, yes, he's bringing all this attention on himself. He's getting all this fame. He's bringing all these new people into rock. Then he headlines these festivals, and his fans come and they learn about all these other rock bands that they wouldn't know about because they're from like the pop world. He's bringing in people from new things, which I give him credit for. Like, I don't, whatever, I get it. I understand the brag, but I can also see how for somebody who's not necessarily in the music business, who gives a fuck? His music sucks and he's annoying ultimately. Like that's what's terrible.
Well, that's what I question about this is that, like, once he decides to go do something else and not make music, are any of these fans still going to be rock fans? Like,
right.
Well, I don't know that it has a lasting effect is my point.
I mean, for a tiny percentage, I'm sure it will, but
the 2010s was great for singers and rappers, and I was a part of that. But I think we needed something else. We needed an instrument. Kids come up to me like, dude, the first time I ever saw someone play guitar was in concert at your... Wait, the first time I ever saw someone play guitar in concert was at your concert. And now I take guitar lessons. So he's saving the guitar industry too.
Do these people not have the internet? Like, how do you not have seen a guitar as a young adult?
I guess maybe just in person?
Yeah, in person.
At a show? Like, if you only ever go to hip-hop shows.
I guess.
Yeah, or like pop shows. Or like pop shows. Like, it's usually just
pop shows, there's a decent amount that have like
bands,
guitars in their backing bands, but
even hip-hop artists sometimes have like a band that plays.
That's also true. Yeah, it sounds like that's a made-up story.
100%. He's never seen a hip-hop show. He doesn't know what they're doing there. He doesn't ever seen a rock show or anything. He just thinks he invented music. He couldn't get the Wi-Fi code in Blackfoot, Ohio, so he didn't have access to the internet to watch these other bands.
I'm just waiting like 5-10 years for the wave of new rock bands influenced by MGK.
Oh, man.
That was their first band. That was their Kiss or their Nirvana, was MGK.
I'm sure it will happen.
Rob, but where is this? What outfit is this article from? Can I ask you?
The interview is with Billboard magazine.
Okay, I'm very mad at Billboard magazine and this reporter because if that was me, I would have been like, yes, tell me the Wi-Fi code from Blackfoot, Ohio, and then I would have checked it to see if he was full of shit.
Just drive over there,
put him right on the spot, and say, what is it? What is it? What's the code? What's the
code? What's the venue?
Yeah. What's the MAC
He's-
address?
You know what he'll say? He'll be like, "Oh, I got it auto saved, bro."
Okay, pull the phone out. Let me see.
Yeah,
it.
okay, let's go. And like if you both have iPhones now and you're in each other's contacts, you can beam the password to your contact where they don't have to enter it. So let's go. Beam the password to me, bitch.
You gotta challenge these people. This is softball journalism.
Also, like, he's sort of telling on himself, because if you're a real, like, down and out rocker, you wouldn't afford a smart device to need a Wi-Fi password at your show.
No, that's not true. Like if you're a touring musician, you need a smartphone to communicate with people, to get the
Even
bookings and all.
10 plus years ago.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Social media was around 10 years ago.
Mm,
The iPhone is older than 10 now. How old is the iPhone?
if you don't know, then nobody knows. Jeez.
I wouldn't know because my
The iPhone
Android
came
phone-
out in
my Android phone
2007.
has been working that whole time. I haven't need to upgrade it for $1,200 yet.
Take that, Rob.
I haven't upgraded my phone in 3 years.
Okay. fine.
Wow.
You're the one. All right.
Is everything okay, Rob?
Yeah, the phones at this point, like they're good. Like they can't be any better. You know, like it's very incremental upgrades. So
But you have all
It's
this time
essentially-
now to like wait online at the Apple store for the new
that's
phone.
that's not even a thing anymore. All
No?
you just do the pre-orders online. Yeah, there's no lines.
Isn't it like an event though? People do go to the stores just because they want to go and stand in the line. I
It
thought
used to
was-
be.
No, but I thought they still do it, even though, like you
No.
said, it's not really necessary. But it's like a status symbol to be. I was on the line and I got the first one or whatever.
You get like you do get like some piece of swag or something.
You
But
get like
I don't
a new
think
pair
I
of
don't think they.
Yeezys.
I'm pretty sure even specifically after the pandemic or during the pandemic they stopped doing it. But even before that, I don't think it was as prominent.
I'm very out of touch with Apple culture. Sorry.
I forgive you.
Thanks.
I do want to obviously send our condolences to Foo Fighter fans and everyone about the quite unfortunate passing of drummer Taylor Hawkins. It's a huge bummer. The news was announced last night. They were in Colombia to play
Why
a
do you
festival.
always? Why do you
That's
just
I'm
undercut
trying to show
yourself,
respect.
man? With
I'm
the-
trying to
Who
show,
are you
show
respecting?
the country, the country of Colombia. And unfortunately, he was found dead in his hotel room, apparently. And so I feel terrible for his family, obviously. I feel terrible for his bandmates. And I can only imagine how hard this must be for Dave Grohl to, like, you know, as a drummer, to lose your frontman and then become a frontman and lose your drummer. That's pretty brutal.
I'm just glad that Dave has your video with Guar to watch in a tough time like this to make himself feel better.
If I can
get him through.
do anything to make him feel better, even for just a few minutes, it would be my honor. But it's really sad.
He's right now watching the cuttlefish spray you with fake semen as we speak, and crying tears of bittersweet joy.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Taylor Hawkins ever watched that video before passing?
I would like to think
that was the cause of death.
Oh no! It's like
Come
the
on,
ring.
let's be a little respectful here. But I'm sure they all watch it together on the bus.
Let's be respectful. They all love me and my work.
Yeah, well, let's be respectful of Rob.
I didn't say they loved it. I'm just saying they all watched it. I don't know how I know how Dave Grohl reacted to the video.
He's not here to defend himself, Rob.
I bet Nate Mendel wasn't into it. He doesn't seem like a fun guy. He probably would just go to the bathroom while they played the video. Can't win them all. Dusty Rhodes Muffler in the chat says the Dave Grohl curse strikes again. Is it really? I mean, it's two dead bandmates. Do we consider that a curse over the course of like 30 years, 35 years in the music industry?
Especially when you're a rock musician and two people died in 30 years. That's a great track record.
Yeah, right.
That's an anti-curse.
I mean, Pat Smear is like in his mid-80s and he's still around. You think that guy would have been knocked out by Dave Grohl if that was a thing? Right? So I don't know if I want to throw a curse on Dave Grohl. But do we think this is the end of the Foo Fighters? Or are they going to replace Taylor Hawkins?
Well, I think they're gonna take a break for
Well,
sure.
for sure, yeah.
But I don't know. I can't imagine that that they're gonna stop forever.
It just seems
You
like
know?
he became such like an indelible part of that band once he joined.
Yeah. Who
That,
who
like-
could possibly replace him? Like who could they get? Maybe like
Dave Grohl.
Chad Smith. I don't know.
Chad Smith. Why Chad? Just it has to be somebody.
Just he's a popular friend.
Another grandpa. I don't know. I just let Dave Grohl do it and get a new guitarist. I think that would be easier.
So
then-
he would be like the front man drum. I don't. It might be hard for
Phil
him
Collins
to,
can do it. Why can't Dave Grohl?
I don't know. Well, maybe he likes playing guitar.
Probably, yeah. I don't know. This is weird. A weird one because it was like they were like best friends.
So I
Like-
just see now. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, and they had such a bond. It was palpable, you know. So I feel so like my heart really goes out to Dave Grohl. Like I can't even imagine the pain he must feel, and in some way perhaps even like responsibility, you know, to have to like go to his wife and tell her this news or whatever.
Well,
you
I'm
know?
sure Dave wasn't the one. They have a manager to handle that stuff.
Mm-hmm. You think Dave didn't take, for such a momentous occasion, he didn't break the news himself?
I mean, what's the point of having a manager if you still have to do that shit yourself?
Mm.
I would definitely relinquish that duty.
That's you.
So-
Cold-hearted.
Yeah.
So
No, it's not that. I'm just cowardly.
So I just see now that there's a new report.
Uh-oh.
This is breaking news. The Associated Press says that the Bogota Emergency Center received a report of a patient with chest pain. Health workers tried to revive him, but were unable to do so. So it looks like it might be a heart attack.
I just want to say, Rob, you went from one extreme to the other, saying Colombia, and then you said the Bogota Medical Center, like Abe Bogota.
Yeah.
A Bogota.
It's Bogota.
Oh, Bogota, whatever. Bogota.
Oh,
Is
it's
that better?
it's Bogota in Spanish.
Bogota.
In English, you would say Bogota.
Bogota.
Boogada, boogada,
Pagoda.
boogada.
Oh, by the way, Flea Market, Floppy Disk, and Dusty Rhodes Muffler both had the same suggestion for a drummer. It's,
Yeah, I'm not gonna put it up. Though.
Okay. They mentioned someone that we're not.
This
gonna
is
mention.
why you should be in the
You
library.
could say his first name. You could say Pepe.
We need Rob
No?
to say it because it's ethnically diverse.
Pepe.
Oh, that's fine. We could offend the French.
213 wide nut is the number. Who do you think? I mean, I don't even think it's appropriate now to even talk about like who could possibly like it's not the time yet. They're gonna need like I can't even imagine Dave Grohl wanting to even go out and play for a little bit. You know, I don't know. Probably
mean,
need at least a few months. But what's
When
crazy
he
though
broke
is
his
they
leg
haven't-
in the middle of a show, he wanted to finish that show. So is this like that or no?
I know this is a little different than that.
Did Taylor die before or after their show last night?
Before
They had to cancel the show?
yeah.
Mm.
It was actually pretty touching. They set up a bunch of candles and they played My Hero, and the entire crowd, the Festival of Thousands,
Mhm.
sang the whole song.
Damn.
It was very moving.
You were moved.
I was moved. Let me see if I could find it.
He went all the way from the sofa to the to the bathroom. He was so moved.
Rubbed one out, went back to the sofa.
Oh,
Rob, that's what Rob does when he gets emotional.
that's also how he relaxes, though.
That's right.
Yeah,
When you're in an intense state like that, you want to relax yourself.
he's got one move. Let's be real.
You guys are the worst.
Oh, cocaine is worse than us.
There goes my libido.
Rob is just sad. Poor Rob.
No, I'm trying to set up this video. Relax.
Has Dave
Relax.
Grohl responded to your texts yet? I'll take that.
I don't have Dave Grohl's phone number, and you know this. Stop it.
I don't know. You
Uh,
don't tell me. You don't tell me everything. You have to read all the
Let's-
subtitles, Rob.
No, you read them.
I'm not as good
Let's-
at it
let's
as you.
see. I guess they don't
Could
have
you-
the
Could you
audio.
imagine having a patch jacket, like a denim patch jacket, and the two patches are Nirvana and Foo Fighters? If I had walked into high school like that, I would have been savaged.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Well, your friends all like, probably like bands that one person has ever heard of.
Well, they like those bands also, but like
You can't wear it.
You don't need to advertise bands that are already worldwide, You got to throw that high school spotlight on the lesser known bands to make yourself seem cooler.
That's interesting to me. I never thought of jacket patches in that way, that you're doing A&R for the band. Is that?
I mean, that's part of
it. Yeah.
I'm honest. I'm not disputing it. I
kind of thought of it as like you're making a mixtape. Like this is your ultimate mixtape.
Yeah.
I always thought of it like this. This is a catalog of things I like, and I'm proud of this. And I never thought, hey, I'm introducing all these people in the hallway at the high school to what I like. I didn't think of it that, but I guess it is the case.
I guess it's just with some bands, you just assume that everybody likes them, so there's no point in.
It's like showing up now with an MGK patch. We got it, bro. We all love it.
We were there when he revived rock. We know what's up.
All right, here's the clip. I found it on my buddy Rock Feed's Instagram feed. Here it is.
You have a friend whose name is Rock Feed?
Well, his site is named Rock Feed.
Oh.
Most of you know this evening, the Foo Fighters had to cancel their headlining show. Some of you may not know that it's because their drummer Taylor Hawkins just passed away. So,
what a tough thing to have to tell a crowd.
Who was that?
I don't know. I just noticed that at the beginning of that clip, he says, I guess you guys know that the Foo Fighters had to cancel, and they go, woo! Like they react like the greatest thing that ever happened. What's that about?
Also, if they already knew the show was canceled, why are they still there?
Well, they wanted to pay tribute to him because he died.
But the guys telling
there might have been another band after. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I guess you ask all these weird questions. Just go with it.
There's a conspiracy somewhere in here. I want to know what really happened. Where was William Goldsmith when Taylor Hawkins died? That guy's been looking for revenge ever since like 1998.
I heard he had incriminating evidence about Hillary Clinton, like just before he died. He announced it on Twitter.
I mean, if you shave his face, he sort of looks like her. So who knows? Maybe that was. Maybe they finally got her. She was undercover as the drummer of a dad rock band. They finally figured it out. Same haircut.
Sid, you uncovered this really great clip.
Well, I remember watching this when it first aired, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe MTV put this on. But it was hilarious.
Me and Dave love smoking. Love it. Very politically incorrect right now. I grew up in Virginia where a lot of the tobacco is grown. It's good tobacco, too. See, Philip Morris is actually our man. Right. Located totally in Virginia. Totally bad. Kids should not smoke. But you know what? Smoke. Shouldn't smoke. So good. You know we love smoking. So good. Tastes good. I like girls who smell like smoke. And you know what? You can't even go into a bar in California, have a beer. You can't smoke in bars in California now, which is absolutely ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. And we're here to let everyone know that I like being burned by cigarettes. I love smoking. Cigarettes are good for me. And those bars are losing business. You know what? Because if the two of us walk out of a bar, it just lost a lot of business. A lot of business, baby. So, you got them, smoke them. Right there. Hallelujah.
I gotta say, as an old person, what is this, like 1996 or something? Like,
I would say 96, 97, but it's at least 25 years old. This clip, I realized.
Yeah, but this is for sure like already 10 years into the era when smoking was forbidden by popular culture. This is not like an anachronism. Like they're already like it's like today, the same thing. Like people probably really upset about that.
Yeah, and I saw. I don't remember what show it was on. If it was like the Foo Fighters did a takeover, or they were on TRL, or what. But it's just a PSA they ran once of Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins advocating for the coolness of smoking cigarettes.
I mean, it's cool. It is cool. I don't advocate people do it, but I mean, it's a cool image. You just have to fight that and not smoke to look cool. I think the Foo Fighters really throw me off on like Rob and I often talk about how weird it is that this thing happened 20 or 30 years ago and so forth. That's one of our recurring themes, but the Foo Fighters are one of the kings of that to me, because to me it's still like in my brain it still feels like they're like a new side project of one of the Nirvana members, and it's like they've been around like 10 times as long as Nirvana was by now. It's crazy.
We're just old.
Yeah, they're a legacy act. They're a classic rock band. They're dad rock.
They're the classic rock band.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's a mind fuck. And there's been a lot of really touching tributes, and this is the most touching from Tom Morello. God bless you, Taylor Hawkins. I loved your spirit and your unstoppable rock power. Rest in peace, my friend. Mm-hmm. What are you guys looking at? What's so funny?
Looking at that automaton in the middle between them.
My friend sent me this last night, and I was like, what is that in the middle? And he's like, I think that's Perry Farrell. And I was like, what is it?
And he's not mentioned in the caption at all. Like, hey, we were at the game with Perry Farrell.
We were at the Wax Museum.
They were doing a promotion.
There was this faded Richard Hamilton statue that we stood next to.
There was a Madame Tussauds Wax Museum did a promotion with the Rams that they just put a bunch of statues and seats at the game. And you got to sit next to them.
Oh my God. It's like, what has he done to himself?
As long as he's happy.
I said on the Discord that he has the same plastic surgeon as Sophie Cock Destroyer.
Oh no! He got sepsis and necrosis of the face.
It just looks very stretched back. Back. He's got some cheek fillers going on.
Mm-hmm. The nose has been edited a bit.
Yes, for sure.
But it's still very
no
uneven.
Botox. Like he still has some wrinkles here.
Yeah. Well, that might be. The doctor just said I can't do anything about these.
Well, it might be that his Botox might be off cycle. He wasn't prepared for a public appearance.
He needs a touch up.
Yeah.
Isn't the Botox, like, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a Botox expert, and someone in the chat will probably correct me, but Botox doesn't get rid of wrinkles, correct? I mean, it prevents you from acquiring more wrinkles, is how I understand it. You're stuck with what you got. You have to do it preemptively.
No, it kills they say it's better to do it preemptively, but you can still, like, if he goes, he can get rid of all of these wrinkles.
Rob, when did you start with the Botox?
I have yet to do Botox.
I almost caught you. God damn it.
I'd consider it. I have nothing against
Really?
It seems like of the things you can do, it seems on the safer end. It's completely the like enhancements to your face. I mean,
is it an enhancement though? Is the question?
Sure.
I don't think two things I want to address what you just said. I don't think putting rat poison in your face is the safest of the things. Now, is it the least visible? I would say sure. I think other forms of plastic surgery probably tend to look worse than that. Safest, it's poison.
What's safer?
It's you're paralyzing your face. I mean, that doesn't sound.
I understand.
Safe to me.
But I'm saying if you're going into, like, I want to do plastic surgery on my face. If you're already going into this, what is safer than doing Botox?
Give me a slate of options, and I'll tell you what's safer. What are other forms of facial
facelift? A nose job?
What's unsafe about a nose job? What's unsafe about chemical peel? Sounds a little risky, to be honest. But what about a
wait? What does it? You just put a little schmutz on your face and you peel it off.
Some fucking you know what those chemicals are? What are they?
You do know what they are.
What are they? Do you know? What's the Wi-Fi password in Blackfoot, Ohio, Rob? I want to know. Tell me what chemicals.
I know the Wi-Fi password of Blackhead, Ohio. I'll tell you what. That's where the chemical peels are from. No, it's fine. A nose job requires surgery. A facelift requires surgery. This is just like a quick little boop, and you're good.
It's basically like the vaccine.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
It's pretty much the same thing.
Well, they clear that. There you go. Then it's dangerous.
It's
I
like a
said.
booster for your wrinkles, basically.
Look here. I found. Let's let a doctor explain
Oh boy.
what Botox is. Let's see this from UC Irvine Health.
Oh, I'm sure it's
Botox
reputable.
is a neurotoxin,
Oh,
and we use it to stop muscle function or prevent muscle function for about 3 to 6 months. So most people use Botox primarily for the wrinkles above their nose and between their eyebrows, or the wrinkles along the outer portion of the eye, what we call the crow's feet.
Was this the guy's?
And
Was this guy
UC
the
Irvine
best choice to
Health,
explain Botox?
In what sense?
He looks like his
He
face
could use
doesn't
a
move.
chemical peel. He could
His-
definitely use like a chemical peel.
His face isn't moving at all. This is like
then,
a guy doing an industrial film about child safety from a van parked at the side of a playground.
The plastic surgeons here that are performing Botox injections are either in the process of being certified by the American Board of Plastic Surgery or certified by the American Board
well,
of
that's
Plastic
I would
Surgery.
prefer the latter.
You don't know who's injecting you in a med spa. You don't know what their training has been. You don't know how many patients they have actually injected. And you don't want to go to somebody who won't be able to help treat any problems if they do arise. So a patient would come in, fill out what we call an encounter form or a history and physical examination form, and then be taken
Rob,
back
don't you have to
to
fill
a
out an
procedure
encounter form
room
on
in
Grindr?
order to meet the
No.
Oh,
That's the new joke
The
now?
physician would
That's your
come
new
in,
joke?
sit down
I don't
with
know.
the
That
patient,
one,
go over
it
the
felt
history,
appropriate
physical
for
form,
an encounter
make
form. I
sure
didn't know which other way to
that
go.
the appropriate medications are listed, make sure there's no allergies, and then explain a little bit about the procedure and more
Yes, this is what you're
importantly,
gonna look like.
sit
I'd love to look like that. That's fantastic.
She looks beautiful.
This is like when you take the glasses off and then we put the glasses on and they live.
It
what you said.
really is. Oh my
Really?
god.
Well, he's just showing all the muscles in the face that
This
they
is this is what it'll look like when all your flesh melts away, leaving the musculoskeletal system.
Well, I want to point out this is from an accredited hospital. YouTube
Oh.
says so.
Thank you, YouTube. Must be true.
about the procedure, and more importantly, sit down and find out what the patient wants. What areas is the patient concerned about? Is it the frown lines? Is it the crow's feet area? Is it around the mouth?
He looks
All
like
of
he woke
those,
up-
we would sit down
he
and
woke up,
determine
took a
what is
shower,
the
and
most
ran to the
appropriate,
hospital. Look at his hair.
option for the patient. We would apply some numbing medicine. Let's say if the patient wants the injections on the
This
forehead.
looks like a
the
bukkake
forehead
film all
area.
of a sudden.
He got a
This
little
one's got white
excited
cream
to-
all over her forehead.
He got excited to do this procedure. He just couldn't help himself.
Also, I feel like this woman's
And
already been overserved with the Botox. Like maybe tell her to wait until she starts looking like Perry Farrell before she comes to the next dose.
She does look kind of. That is kind of giving me little android vibes here.
I think
you
this
know?
is after she died from the rat poison. This is the mortuary. They're like dressing her for her funeral.
Gorgeous corpse.
She is it's a good
Perhaps
job.
Also around the
She got a
corner
little
of the
stubble
eye.
too.
The needle is a small needle that we utilized, and
It's
the
small.
injections would usually start in the
Ah!
middle
Oh, I
of the
hate this.
forehead, in between the eyebrows, and then move usually out towards
Turn it
the
off!
corners of the face,
Ah!
or the lateral
disgusting.
aspects of the face.
It's
injecting
fine. Relax.
I hate seeing
periodically
needles go
as we
into
do
things.
that. And we would then create a second layer of injections up towards the hairline to help block some of the upper portions of the two big frontalis muscles on your forehead.
Rob, this is
Botox can
the Botox injection babe of the day, by the way.
Oh my god.
cause the eyelid to droop for a period of time. So in order to avoid that, we would stay on the side of where the bone is and not towards the side of where the
You
eyelid
get it before
is.
after.
Once this
No.
is
Oh,
done,
you get it before after.
No.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Better
So,
before, honestly.
Yeah, a few lines.
No, the forehead.
She
Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
distinguished.
She didn't do a lot of preparatory Botox. That's the problem.
Rob, there's
I mean, I like a forehead with some cum gutters in it. So don't take those away, ma'am. Leave those
she
there.
should build up her forehead abs so that there's more cum gutters. There's a spurious accusation about you, Rob, in the chat. Dusty Rhodes Muffler says you got a Brazilian butt lift after that butt bump. Is that true?
I wish. If it would cure the butt bump, I would. Sure.
That's something I support. I've seen only probably of all the BBLs that I've seen, maybe like 10% are like disastrous, and it seems to have a very high rate of.
How many have you seen that there's 10%?
In person? I mean, you can tell when it's a butt lift, just like you can tell when it's implant. Well, all right, I can't tell with 100% certainty, but you could tend to spot them. They don't look entirely natural, but they look good, just like some breast implants. You know how when breast implants look fake, but it's a good job. I know Sid won't agree with this, but
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, but like it's aesthetically pleasing, even though there's some fakeness to it.
Yeah, you just look at the butt and you're like, all right, there's no way that's real.
Right, but I don't mind. Like I said,
yeah.
So
there's a fine line between grotesque and not grotesque.
Right. That's a good way to put it. Yeah,
this is a little much.
I'm saying of the ones I've seen that are easily identifiable as BBLs, most of them look good to me.
I like that you call them BBLs.
Well, isn't that
makes it a little dirtier?
That's a common thing. That's not. I didn't just make that up. That's like a popular culture thing.
It's still. BBL. It just sounds like BBW or BBC. It just sounds like another one.
Yeah.
Those.
Cool.
But for some reason, it makes me think of DP. Like it makes me think of penetration.
I support BBWs getting BBLs to get some BBC. I think that's fantastic. Sid likes an Abdullah the Butcher forehead, says Dusty.
I mean, I won't rule it out.
Those are some real cum gutters. Those are blood gutters.
Hepatitis gutters.
Well, also, isn't there a hep vaccine or no? No, it's HPV.
I think it's no vaccine, but there's like treatment for hepatitis, but I don't think it covers hepatitis C. I don't want to give out medical misinformation and get our channel blocked or anything. But, I think the lesser forms of hepatitis are treatable, and that one isn't. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
I don't want to diminish any of the forms of hepatitis. They're all quite formidable in their own right. There's no lesser hepatitis to me personally.
Well, okay. Fair enough.
I value all hepatitis.
It is hep is treatable. You take oral medication every day for 2 to 6 months.
Oh, good. I'm wrong. There you go. There's hope for you if you have hep C.
It's what a great time to have unprotected sex. Just
for fuck's sake.
So many STDs that are treatable now.
We got the Foo Fighters advocating for smoking. We got Rob advocating for raw dog sex.
What's left?
Hey, do your research. I'm saying do your own research.
No.
I mean, Rob's been telling people to do like hard drugs for the last 10 years of this show.
I have not
masturbate at work.
I have not been telling anybody to do anything. You are now lying, sirs.
You've advocated doing it safely, I would say. If you would so desire.
But definitely do it.
I'm not saying
definitely
do it. I advocate for having an open mind. That's what I'll say.
Fair enough. I amend my statement.
All right, let's move on to
wait, one last thing. Everyone go become a nullo. I want everyone to go be a nullo.
You advocate for nulloing?
If you're a consenting adult, yes. Please, if it makes you happy, be a nullo. Perfectly safe, babe.
Just do it at UC Irvine. They'll hook you up.
Can we put yeah, right. I have a little note on the website where they do the nullo procedure. They have some robot guy with a fucked up hair come on the screen. It's just like, being a nullo is very simple. This is what we do. Here we go. We cut your genitals off and feed it to you. Make it all seem perfectly fine.
I mean, yeah, as long as it's under doctor supervision.
Can we put nullos in the Livecast Hall of Fame?
We'd have to get one to interview.
Yeah, if you're a nullo, give us a call. 213 wide nut. That's 213-943-3688. And I would like to now play a lovely clip. So, Kid Rock is promoting his new album. And he goes where any musician would go to promote new music. Fox News.
Like Aaron Lewis.
Yeah.
But I mean, all joking aside, he was literally on the top rated or one of the top rated cable programs in prime time, which is Tucker Carlson Tonight.
Mhm.
And it's amazing watching this interview because Tucker Carlson is so giddy and such a dork. He gives off such Millhouse vibes.
Ugh.
It's pretty incredible to watch. And also the thing about Kid Rock is like his cosplaying is really impressive because this guy is the son of rich people. He grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth, and he himself now is very rich. Richer than you can imagine, more money than you can think of, but yet he still presents in like, you know, redneck drag.
Yeah.
So let's watch some of this clip, see how much we can make.
A lot of entertainers are very quiet about their political views. Bob Ritchie, Kid Rock is not. But what's interesting, according to him, his views are not uncommon in the entertainment industry. They're just suppressed. We asked him, by the way, since he's a former President Trump, how'd you first meet him and what do you think of him? And above all, what do you think of Tony Fauci?
Oh, boy.
Here's more of our extended
Crucial
interview with Kid Rock. Where'd you meet Trump?
I meet Trump.
This is amazing.
At the White House. Sarah Palin.
At the White House.
Yeah, no, Sarah Palin asked him to, was friendly with her. And early, right when he got elected, he invited her to dinner and said, bring some interesting people. So she said she called me and Ted Nugent. And
I just think it's so interesting. Like, yeah, like the most interesting people that Sarah Palin could think of are Kid Rock and Ted Nugent. You know, cultural bastions, Kid Rock and Ted Nugent.
I was like, hell yeah.
Do we think Kid Rock, that's his hair, or is it attached to the hat? He went bald 20 years ago.
He could be doing the Bret Michaels thing. I'm not sure we've seen him without the hat in a while.
That's what I'm saying. Even in the picture at the White House, he's got a hat on.
This looks like, come on. This looks like an SNL sketch of like Dana Carvey playing Kid Rock.
Yes.
100%. He looks like a self-parody, like that fucking hat, those thick rimmed glasses, just that shirt's probably $200. Yeah.
Golf course now, and really weird. Get phone calls from him and stuff. It's just kind of mind blowing.
What's he like to play golf with?
Awesome.
What's he like to play golf with?
Yeah, they're just
as if Tucker hasn't played golf with him.
Really?
Get the fuck out of here.
Tucker is between holes with Trump right now to do this interview. I'll be right back. I got this thing.
He just knows how to have fun. Doesn't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
You know, he's engaging.
Definitely
So
engaging.
it's just, you're just cutting it up. Just open with politics. And I was there with him one day when he ended the caliphate. He wanted to put out a tweet, and it was like
he ended it.
He's speaking these like things that this is like you need the backstory of conservative MAGA imbecile shit to know, like to interpret. You need the documentation. Like it's hard to follow if you're a normal person.
What is he talking about?
Well, I don't even know, honestly. I know
I can't even.
Caliphate is like, you know, the
ISIS.
ISIS and all the like radical Muslim extremism. But I don't know like what Trump did to end the caliphate according to their theories. I have no idea what he's referencing.
I hope I'm not, but that's something like he's like, tell him like, yeah, the tweet was, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was like, you know, if you ever join the caliphate, you know, and try to do this, you're going to be dead. He goes, what do you think? I go, awesome. Like, yeah, tweet that.
Yeah, you know, we were just talking about when JFK Jr. is going to come back from the dead and chill with us, and you know, bring back the New World Order. It's fantastic. I just said, sure, awesome.
Heard it more political and like, you know, a little politically correct, and I'm like, just being pretty. You know, we're looking at maps. And I'm like, you know, am I supposed to be like in on?
I love that they're laughing. Like, hey, I'm seeing all this classified information I shouldn't be looking at. Am I supposed to be seeing this? Oh, Trump is so great.
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean, I feel like they're just saying the same thing I think about Trump, which is that he just says stupid shit all day and like like you just laugh at it, but they're laughing at it as if
they're laughing with him.
He's a genius for saying the exact same things that we think are idiotic.
He actually says that exact thing. What you're saying, like we'll get to it.
Okay.
Sometimes. I doing here?
You didn't think you'd have a hand.
What do you think we should do about North Korea? I'm like, what? I don't think I'm qualified to answer this.
So this, just pause it.
Why is it funny?
We have two choices. You can ask Kid Rock what to do about North Korea, or we can ask Henry Kissinger. Those are what the two parties asked what to do about North Korea. To me, it's like flip a coin. There's no winning solution.
How does he? So you're still playing golf with him down in Florida?
Yeah.
How's he seem?
What's that?
How's he seem?
He seems great.
Yeah, I'm
Sure.
sure.
After the election,
what is this shirt?
What is that?
Who is that? Adam Schiff? Oh, Bull Schiff. I get it.
Oh my God! And there's an Adam Schiff shirt. That's how
more
politically
politically
in the
aware
weeds than
he
the
is.
fucking ending the caliphate. Oh my God! Wow.
But Trump loved it. Trump loved it.
Sure, he probably gave it to him.
Do you think Trump had that 8-second pause that I just had to figure out what that poorly drawn caricature was?
Is that Chris Berman?
Yeah, I hate his baseball calls. They're awful, terrible. Should be executed by the Geneva Convention. Awful. Back. Shut up. Just call it a homer.
different there, but
For Darren, what?
he's still the same guy. He sits down and just cuts it up. Just
Darren?
starts cutting it up. It's just how sharp he is incredible. And you can see now if you watch a Joe Biden interview and you watch a Trump, you're just like, there's no comparison.
Yeah.
And
I mean, look, Joe Biden, say what you will about him, but I would never describe Donald J. Trump as sharp.
No.
He is the complete. He is as dull as a fucking butter knife. Get the fuck out of here.
He literally cannot stay on a topic for more than 3 sentences.
I just remember what he says out of it. Let's let Kitty Rock continue. For
Also, Dusty Rhodes Muffler
yeah,
with a
he's
great call. This is MGK in 20 years.
20 might be generous.
it's off the cuff. I understand what it's like. Sometimes you get it wrong.
Yeah.
This, that, and the other. But I
Sometimes you
would
get
way
it
rather
wrong.
hear somebody come from here and get it wrong once in a while.
than
And see this contrived. Pretty much every politician until he came along at some level, everything was scripted. I mean, I've stood next to him
So okay,
in the White House and right next to him with the prepared notes and watch him read like one sentence, then just let's go.
and look at Tucker Carlson's reaction and listen to what he's saying. He's saying that Donald Trump can't read. So he's not gonna fucking read. He's just gonna go off the cuff, and it's admirable.
Also,
that he
if
can't
it's
read.
so admirable to not be scripted, Kid Rock, how come you don't freestyle every concert?
Yeah, let's see that.
How come you just sing the same lyrics every time?
It's different,
If
man.
it's so admirable.
Listen, global politics is not supposed to be scripted. Music is. Okay.
You're like, this is awesome.
Kid Rock, kid, thank you. Great film. Do you
Kid.
like this legislation or do you hate it? Like it? You've been elected. It's been fighting for a long time.
Neither one of us read it.
Beginning, I said, he was my guy before he even got the nomination, a Rolling Stone. And since that day till now, just bullets coming at you, from every angle.
I mean, if you had a
Tucker is
manager
just having a great time.
who was in control of your career, he would say, maybe let's not weigh in on this.
Oh, I've had managers that, manager Punch, I love dearly. He told me flat out when he started to manage, he goes, just so you know, he goes, everything you've done to this point in your career to get where you're at, I would have told you no.
Well, what does that tell you?
I just got to go with my heart. I've just gone by.
I want to point out
the seat of my pants.
he is drinking from a mug, a Trump mug. He's so on brand.
They're
be a good
fanboying
person,
so hard.
Yeah.
It's
Be
amazing.
educated if I'm going to speak on some things.
Be educated if I'm
Sometimes
going
not
to
so much. but whatever. Just kind of call it like I see it.
We had dinner last night and you rolled up in a Rolls Royce, the Let's Go Brandon edition.
Oh my God.
So,
Can you
for a
pause that
Waffle
for a
House plate,
second? There is no Let's Go Brandon edition. I'm assuming he just plastered that.
Yes.
onto his- Rolls
He
Royce does
explains
not
it.
have a. Okay, good.
Yeah.
With a Waffle House plate. So for our viewers who might want the Rolls Royce Let's Go Brandon edition.
Yeah, for all the Fox News viewers that can afford a Rolls Royce, please.
I mean, if you could afford truck nuts, you could afford to get that thing on your car too.
where
I
can you
think
get
the
one?
Fox News
go on this
audience
thing
is
called-
pretty affluent, to be honest.
Google and you type in, car badges, Let's Go Brandon.
There's a
And
lot of
companies
rich
that come
right-wing
out on my
racist
truck. I got with
people.
this white boy edition. There's all these crazy things, but it looks official. So, you know, I would never drive a foreign car, be driven. I used to like say to myself, like, I'm so proud, you know, for how hard I work, and, you know, what I charge people for shows is what I think is fair, because I can hold my head high because I feel I've never made an unhonest dollar off of working man's back. So I get Rolls Royce. But I'm in Nashville, so I'm not in Detroit. So it's the same, but it came for sale, this thing. And I had this Waffle House license plate holder forever. And I'm like, I need a car to put that thing on. I need to get that Rolls Royce. And then the Let's Go Brandon badge that came out. I'm like, oh, there is a heaven. I'm like, this is just too good. This is too much fun. You know what I mean?
Without naming their names, are there, and you would know, are there other people in your business who agree with you privately?
Yeah, and it was funny during the last
Just name the names. Why?
Kelsey Grammer, Scott Baio.
Because I had some people on his inside.
Big A-listers.
Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah.
Here's a nice part where we get some subtle homophobia. Here.
Patricia Heaton.
Yeah, and it was funny during the last election when Trump's thing, is I had some people on his inside say it to me. They were naming off Hollywood people, and they kept going like, you know, yeah, they're in the closet. And I'm like, those people are all gay? That's nuts. And they're like, no, they're closet Trump fans. I'm like, oh man, woo,
woo, woo! Thank God they weren't gay. God forbid.
Thank goodness.
And
But he is talking about Neil Patrick Harris.
And Tucker's loving it. Look at Tucker's face here. He is just having the time of his life.
Delighted. He's not wearing socks, by the way.
I just noticed that too. Oh man.
And they're like, no,
He's like in capri pants and no socks.
I'm like, oh man,
look at that. Oh, gross.
So
I want to
casual.
see Tucker ankle.
Fucking loafers.
I was like, that was kind of mind blowing. You know, like, I'm not going to talk out of school on these people. They obviously don't want to be out in the open about it for.
But thank God they're not gay.
But yeah, there's a ton of them. They have no idea. Me and Trump talk about that a lot.
Trump.
We're like, you know, they have no idea.
Me and my boy Trump.
Yeah.
Me and my boy Trump.
You see them, but they have no idea how many of us there are out there that not are either Trump fans or just, you know, more conservative.
Yeah.
The right and conservative. To me, I don't know, to you, it's changed. When I was young, the conservative was like, you know, sweaters and collared shirt. Oh.
I haven't updated my look since the 80s. Okay, I'm not quick.
Well, he took the stupid bow tie off.
I just love that Kid Rock can't help but like give Tucker Carlson a wedgie during this interview, and Tucker accepts it with open arms.
He misses the old conservatism.
Because I was about to get paddled.
Yeah.
Or something like this. And, you know, nowadays it's like conservatives are a little hipper, you know, it's, you know, a little more out in the open.
Well,
and I'm sure that'll be the headline from our, you know, from the left wing. I can already see their headlines on this interview. It's like Tucker and Kid Rock's love story together. Like,
I'm not embarrassed. I'm a fan. No, I mean, look, I respect anyone who thinks for himself, even if that person reaches different conclusions from me. What I don't respect is people who just sign up for the program because someone in power told them to think it. I don't respect that. Why would you?
As the guy on Fox News who only
the last
recites
thing
the program.
Tucker Carlson does is get people to accept this program that he recites.
you can agree in certain levels to think each other, like each one another is a dumbass.
Right. That's totally fine.
Still have great conversations. I love it.
What's your view of Fauci?
Fauci.
Yeah. You speak for many when you say that. Did you believe him at the beginning, Fauci?
I believed all the bull at the beginning.
Yeah.
Did he?
We were kind of shooting this documentary, and I'm like so embarrassed. I'm like in here, like everyone's spraying off UPS packages and like spraying on the doorknobs. And like a couple months later,
being extra cautious.
I was
so
being
this pretty
clean
much,
and
like,
wiping the
is
potential
knocking out-
deadly virus off of my materials that I bring into my house. What a dummy I was.
out overweight, unhealthy people.
Oh, it's
I'm
only
like,
it's
I'm
only
good.
affecting overweight and
It's
healthy
like-
people.
His
So
fan
this pretty
base,
much,
he
like,
means.
is knocking out overweight, unhealthy people. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, you definitely
So
look
most of
good.
my
You
friends,
definitely look
after people
healthy,
start
kid.
getting it, and you're like, you know, some people had a little worse than others, but it was nothing, you know, and I don't want to, you know, throw any shine on people that had a bad time or passed away with it. It's horrible. When anyone's
But it's
lost.
nothing. It's only because you were overweight or
But to me,
unhealthy.
I was like, this is some bull. And all this mass, one day it's just the disinformation that's in the world now.
Yeah.
At every level.
That's for sure.
No, what
That's
is
mask bullshit.
All right, there's a little more I want to play so far I'm highly entertained. I hope you guys are as well. I'm queuing it up. We're talking about Kid Rock on the hot new music program Tucker Carlson tonight. And here's a little
where
more.
you made your most recent album, and I hope at some point we can get a full shot of where we are, because I've never seen anything like this.
I want to just point out they do a full shot, and it's like the most basic ass recording studio that he's never seen anything like.
Well, because he's never been in one before.
Yeah,
so
like
sure.
exactly. Like, have you just never been in a fucking recording studio?
When did you make this album?
We got this studio done, brought everything down from my Michigan studios right before hit the fan, COVID.
Yeah. COVID.
Shit hit the fan.
So how did you spend COVID?
Right here.
So I want to point out, he is now saying, "Oh, it was nothing," but then he goes on to say, "Yeah, I've basically been quarantining since COVID in my studio." Well, maybe the reason COVID was nothing for you is because you actually followed the guidance and didn't fucking do shit.
But he hated it, Rob.
Writing and recording. Had more time to work on this album than since my first breakthrough album, Double Without a Cause. You know, you spend years with that first album.
Yeah.
Rob,
And then
pause
from
it.
there,
He's
it's just the rap race
actually
and get more.
he's actually not quarantining from COVID. He's trying to avoid that dickhead from Monster Truck that won't stop bothering him. He wants to hang out really bad.
He's in that convoy.
Records out when you hit a lick and you're successful. And this record, having a couple years just to fine tune every lyric and every note and leave some stuff raw and that feel like that and see what works, what doesn't, to keep going back to the drawing board was just, a luxury that I haven't been afforded in a long time. And, you say it every album, everyone does, this is my best album.
Yeah. Of course.
Sell, but, it really is, in my heart, I know it's one of my best efforts in a long time.
So
definitely since rock and roll Jesus.
So I want to. So look at how the line has been. I don't want to say it's. I hate when people say it's my best album ever, but it is. I mean, it's one of my best albums of all time. I mean, it's my best one since Rock and Roll Jesus, which was like. So that means his.
How long
I
ago
love
was
when,
that?
Well, I love also when artists do this, because then it's like, imagine being a fan and being like, wow, he's really like, he never fucked up. Like, I even like his most recent releases. And then this artist goes on to say like, oh, all my shit in the last 10 years has been terrible.
Yeah,
it's like, as a fan, how do you react to that? Like, oh, I actually like it. Rock and Roll Jesus came out in 2007.
Oh,
I've been on Reddit for the past 8 years defending your last 3 shitty albums. And you say this? You threw me under the bus, kid.
Been doing this 30 years, but you still bring intensity to it. Like, how often do you come here?
Oh, I'm working.
Oh, he comes all the time. Right in that bathroom over there, Tucker. Want to watch?
Right in that seat you're sitting in with your loafers.
He starts at 3:30 in the morning, he says.
And
it's Japan
the
time.
last one out about 6 o'clock at night.
In the studio.
Yeah. Well, I'm here from 3:30 in the morning. I'm writing, doing things, checking emails.
Drinking
My head
rags.
works best in the morning. I love to write then and work on music. And then about 7 a.m., my buddy comes in. We play some pickleball, do a little cardio.
What is this
They get back,
pickleball
people
thing?
start
All of a
showing
sudden,
up at
everybody's
9:30.
fucking
I love
talking
that
about
time in the morning. I
pickleball.
get to myself.
It's
and then
just like
pickleball?
it's wiffle tennis is the best way to describe it.
Why is it so popular among these old white motherfuckers all of a sudden? Where did this come from?
Well, it's also popular among young white motherfuckers.
Oh, really?
I can attest. I see them in the park all the time playing.
Have you been hit up
pickleball.
to referee pickleball matches yet, or no?
Thankfully, no. Yeah. Actually, I
I
shouldn't say that. It's probably easy money to just.
I'm
stand
sure,
there.
yeah.
Oh, so it's with a wiffle ball. So you basically stand really close to the net, right? Is that the idea? There's no bounce?
You could stand anywhere really. It's just like like I said, it's like wiffle tennis. It's tennis with a little ball that if you hit it, it catches air currents and you can't like it floats around. It's not like a hard tennis ball.
Deuterino asks, pickleball or pickup ball? Pickle. like the cucumber. Pickle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's one last part I wanted to play from this Kid Rock interview, which is pretty funny.
And like I'll say a lot. This is my friends, family, and fans. That's really all that matters to me. But I love the trolls and the haters and the critics who've been
Listen to his voice too, like how ruined by cigarettes it is.
Well, did he ever have a good voice? What's the difference?
Yeah, I guess.
knocked me down for 20, 30 years. And I'm still standing, still operating at the highest of levels. And so sometimes I do things purposefully,
No,
just to kind of be a
purposely.
wise ass or look like a little bit of a just because my fans will get the tongue in cheek and the fun it, and the people that hate me will just go, God damn it. It'll just piss them off more.
So why haven't you been?
Well, like, no, the people who hate you are like, wow, this is a new low. This is a new low for you. We get that it's tongue in cheek. It's still very stupid.
Canceled? Like people.
Why doesn't he
aren't allowed
get
to say
canceled?
What they think you are.
I am uncancelable.
What's that?
Because I don't give a
Boom.
and I'm not in bed with any big corporate things.
That's
at
not
the end
true.
of the
Plenty
day.
of people who don't give a fuck still get canceled.
Beholden to no record companies, no corporate interests,
Which
no
is
nothing.
bullshit. He is beholden
You
to
can't
record
cancel me.
companies.
Yeah,
I
put it
mean,
out.
can't
When they
cancel
try,
you.
I'm like,
Print
yeah,
those
it's not
CDs
my-
yourself,
Why aren't there more
motherfucker.
artists like that?
Yeah, like even if you have your own record label, it is impossible. I mean, it's possible to be an independent artist, but in order to be an independent artist, then you can't work with, like, if you want your record in stores, you have to work with a record label. The only people that will get those records in stores are distributors, and all the distributors are owned by the major record labels.
And
you know,
also
like-
the to live at the acquired lifestyle that Kid Rock is accustomed to, he needs a record label. He could become an indie artist, but he's not going to sell nearly what he does now. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like even if he has his own label, the label is an imprint of a major label who they're the back office doing the actual work. It's just like a sticker on the yeah. So his last album was distributed by BMG, which is a $1 billion corporation. So it's like if Kid Rock came out, like he hasn't, the reason he's uncancelable is because he hasn't really done anything worth being canceled.
He's not
like
a criminal. He's just a shithead.
Yeah, like if
Harvey Weinstein was canceled because he's a rapist.
Exactly. Like if he came out tomorrow and said some like serious Nazi shit and came out with a swastika and did a Zig Heil, all of his shit would be pulled from Spotify. All of his shit would be pulled from all the music streaming services. His distributors would stop working with him, and then the only way he could theoretically sell his music would be to set up a website and sell it himself. And even then, the web hosts could refuse to host them. He would then have to pay for his own server space, set up it's like a whole thing.
And
there's absolutely ways to be canceled. That's my.
And also, like all his celebrity Republican pals that claim to have been canceled, their careers were dead before anyone knew they were fucking Republicans. Scott Baio, Kelsey Grammer, Kevin Sorbo, like we mentioned before. All these people had nothing, or fucking Antonio Sabato Jr. Like these people had nothing going for. They had nothing to lose when they canceled themselves. Kid Rock has a career, so he still has a career. So it's a completely different thing anyway. Like nobody's actually been canceled for being a Republican. That I can think of.
I want to actually look up ticket prices for Kid Rock right now. So he does have a tour coming up, and he says he charges fair prices to his fans. So do you guys want to predict what the pricing would be?
Sure.
North of $40 a ticket.
And this is for
so we're going for like the worst seat, right? Like what is the worst? What is the entry point?
40.
I'll say $60.
I will say 80 or I'll do 90 just to be.
Wow. And also, doesn't it sort of depend on the location?
We could do a working average.
With
so
the market size. Dusty Rhodes Muffler asks, by the way, what did Kelsey Grammer do? He's just a Republican. That's all.
He espouses like right-wing positions often.
Yeah. So okay, here's the venues he's playing. Tour kicks off April 6th. So get out there, folks.
Where are you going to see it, Rob?
It's in Evansville, all these top markets. Omaha, St. Paul, Minnesota,
Blackfoot, Ohio. Oh.
Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
But he's staying in Blackfoot.
Okay. I hope he gets the Wi-Fi from MGK.
Grand Rapids, Louisville, Nashville, West Palm Beach. I guess these are all arenas or amphitheaters. Okay, so let's see. Let's do just the first 8, Evansville. And oh wow, all right. The cheapest ticket is $26.50 before.
Okay.
Wow.
What's the most expensive?
Wait, hold on. Okay, 26. I don't understand why.
Add to cart.
I see 26 for like total, like the last row, but really like the nosebleeds are like 45.50. And then what was the second question?
Oh, the most expensive.
Oh, the most expensive. Let's see. So there's only resale tickets. Let's see. Oh, 125, 190, 200, 120. Okay, 125 is the
That's
direct.
not crazy, I guess.
For floor seats. Yeah, that's actually, yeah, I will say that is reasonable.
That's it. We've been turned around. We support Kid Rock now.
Well, now let's see St. Paul, Minnesota. St. Paul is a bigger market. Wow, it's 26.50 still for the shittiest seats.
He's like the Fugazi of legacy classic rock acts.
Yeah, well, that's not $5 shows.
And so floor seats are 75 here.
Mm-hmm. Road trip, livecast road trip to St. Paul. What do you think, guys?
Who's opening for him?
Yeah, good question.
Nashville.
Is it like 3 doors down?
Wow, Nashville is all sold out. There's only resales.
Well, that's his home show.
It's $250 for the nosebleeds.
Who is the opener though, Rob?
I don't know. Oh, with special guest Grand Funk Railroad. Holy shit! Oh,
what?
No. He has different openers. It's okay. Grand Funk Railroad or Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Experience. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. I mean, you know what? It's worth $25 to go see Grand Funk Railroad.
Is it really?
Sure.
What's your favorite Grand Funk Railroad song, Rob?
Oh, I like all of them.
Yeah.
Is that the original, like all the alte gaches that are from the Zechachen, the 1980s, 1970s lineup? Or
okay, so
like one guy with a bunch of young dudes.
Yeah, it's probably a very limited amount of original. So at the amphitheaters, lawns are 45 and reserved seating is from 75 to 120. Okay, so that, but still, look, fair is fair. These are reasonable prices. These are, in fact, below market value prices, I would say.
I will say picking Grand Funk Railroad as his opener is pretty on brand. I'm reading a book right now. It's actually right here. It's all about the popular music genres and like
What's
a history. It's called Major Labels, A History of Popular Music in 7 Genres. It's very interesting. And he talks about how Grand Funk Railroad was like the first rock band that was universally hated by rock critics.
Yeah.
And Kid Rock were 100% in that lineage. So it makes sense that they were like this huge band that every critic was like, this is garbage. Why do people like this? And
so the New Jersey show, which is as close to the New York show as you're going to get.
Where in New Jersey?
It's Homedale at the PNC Bank Arts Center. Lawn seats are $70. So
do they do like do they get on stage together and do We're an American Band and American Badass at the same time?
Oh my, we're American Badasses. That would be too clever. I bet they didn't even consider that.
Probably true. Well, the Grand Funk Railroad guys must be like 95 years old.
Oh
so
my God.
I don't know if they can even remember their own songs.
Oh, I want to point out that Foreigner is opening that leg of the tour.
Oh,
which Foreigner?
Yeah, Kid Rock doesn't like those.
Yeah, that's what country they come from. If it's a white country, he's okay with it.
Okay, so in Vegas, which Vegas always has a markup, the worst seats are $80.
Okay, that's
so I was
the Vegas tax.
Yeah,
and then the floor is well, let's see. Yeah, it's like $400 basically.
Can you go back to the Tucker interview? I want to see where he says, well, that's all for tonight. I'm Tucker Carlson. Stay tuned to the Fox Music channel as Lou Dobbs interviews Screwdriver.
No, of course, yeah, that's what.
I was just kidding, but we could do more. It's fine.
Wait, I missed
great.
that one.
Go for it.
It's probably more
It was
good
going
stuff,
to be
though.
Vax.
No, that was the most of it from what I saw.
I just want a Fox Music channel. Just give it to me. FTV. Oh, that's good too.
Oof.
Do you have an RIP, Sid, this week?
I'm still thinking on it.
I had one if I could contribute it.
Do
I
it,
don't want to
of
step.
course,
I
by
don't
all
want to step
means.
on your bit.
No.
Reactionary interviewing prick.
Nice. We have a winner.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, well. So thank you, Kid Rock, for that hashtag content. To now, in global news, of course, the crisis in Ukraine is still going on. And, people are literally losing their fucking shit. Like, I have seen just some very bad takes. And what's that, Darren?
I was say both sides. People who support the Ukrainians and people who are like skeptical of it are both contributing horrific takes lately.
And here is one of them. This video is titled "Prayers for Ukraine."
And we do have some speakers this evening. The first one is Alex Stein.
I thought it was going to be Alex Skolnick.
Oh, I
He
wish.
just comes out and raps in front of the town hall.
Well, this is much different. Yeah.
I'm Alex Stein, and I have a little presentation for you today. I have a little audio accompaniment, but I just want to take a moment to think about the people of Ukraine and what they're going through. So I prepared a little song for them.
Oh no!
Let me turn this on.
It's very
want to try to
Skolnickian.
help the people out there. Okay, guys. So let me just
That
get it
is
going.
a weird pocket square
They call me
situation.
Primetime 99 Alex Stein. Hope you guys like my flavor.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Like Matthew Perry.
Come on.
Prime time, 99, on the grind all the time. Go insane for Ukraine. A bullet in Putin's brain. Prime time, always on the grind, always gotta shine. And you know it's no lie.
My best friend.
What? Oh, excuse me. Come on.
Oh
audience.
no!
Where we're going? Now we're going. Now we're cooking, guys. I got it turned down a little bit.
Should have freestyled that part.
Time. Let's start that one more time, guys. Come on in the
Oh,
audience.
no.
Let's vibe tonight. It's prime time.
Let's vibe
Officer,
tonight.
you know I'm on the grind. You know gas prices are way too high. Putin's got to die. Put a bullet in Putin's head. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm a freak for the vaccine. Vaccinate my body at the party. Sipping Bacardi. I'm the proof when I'm in the booth. Spitting on the mic. It's anti-vax. Putin hates all of them blacks. Putin is a bad racist. Put him in the ground, white or brown. And
Isn't
I'm
he
in
killing
the
lots
middle
of?
town.
Isn't he killing lots of white people?
Put him in the ground, white or brown. He's saying, I guess. Also, step away from the microphone, sir.
Yeah,
It's
a lot of
very
politics.
sensitive.
I'll get a
It will pick-
windscreen.
It will pick up what you're yelling from 2 feet away. Don't worry.
You know you just got found. I'm a pimp on a blimp. Unless a stack is shrimp. No, you can't.
Wait, what about shrimp?
Rob's ears perked up because he heard shrimp. There's no one in the seats, and he's like,
Teaching class. This is your
So this, I guess, is in Plano, Texas. And it says there's a city of excellence. I think that title has to be revoked after this performance.
Yeah, someone has to
I love that he was doing crowd work. Like he turned around to pump the crowd up. There's literally no one there.
And that's the best he sounded because he actually stepped away from the microphone.
Could we all agree, though, that this is still better than Scully D?
Yes, I would say the difference between this and Schoolie D is that this is at least Schoolie D is doing early 80s hip hop. Like he hasn't evolved in this entire time. This guy's at least trying to do like mid 2000s.
He's got a point of view.
He's 15 years dated. As Schoolie D is like 30 years dated. And this guy's got like, he knows he has a clear game plan what he's trying to do. He's not good at it.
Yeah.
But he's got a sound he's going for.
Can a collaboration be far off between the two?
I mean, I'd love it. They're clearly on the same page politically.
Yes.
Putin sucks. Trump sucks. Vaccinate me.
He is a VIP. Ukraine, and I go insane.
Look at this girl laughing at him.
You know that is the plan.
Kristen
I'm
Bell
a
is just sitting there
Zelensky stand.
Oh, that was the worst one.
Go ahead, go back. I'm a Zelensky stan. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
His brain. You know that is the plan. I'm a Zelensky stand.
Not
I
terrible.
love you Vladimir Zelensky.
Oh.
You are so smart. What's the smell? Did somebody fire?
Oh, no.
What can you say? Vaccinate me straight or gay.
Like, wait, what?
Vaccinate me straight or gay.
gay. Like, these rhymes were like, were they written by his like 10-year-old son? You know, like they're totally just random. Anything that just fits. It doesn't make. It's the worst.
I love you, and I love to whine and grind all the time. And you got that sanitizer, and you know I got that Pfizer. You know I stick it in my vein. Put a bullet in Putin's brain. Do it for the Ukraine before I go insane.
Isn't that terrible?
Antibacterial on my body at the party, sipping Bacardi. You
Oh,
know
stop
the
with the Bacardi party rhyme. Come on.
I'm gonna revise my opinion on this. This has some Queen of Vagina type appeal. I feel like there's some savant level songwriting ability here. I would say.
Does this guy have like music videos? He gave like a Twitter handle or something at the beginning, so he might have like a whole series of songs.
At Plano's finest. No, I just made that up.
Steak and shrimp. One more time, I 99. And you know I grind and shine.
Yeah.
Gas price is way too high. Vladimir Putin needs to die. Gas price is way too high. Vladimir needs to die. I'm the truth.
Took a jacket off.
Take my picture. I'm a winner. I'm gonna eat you for dinner. Okay.
You want to go to?
I just want to say, I love you. We need to take out Vladimir Putin, like Lindsey Graham said. Thank you, Mayor Mullins.
Oh my God.
He's just
God bless you all.
advocating for a no-fly zone. No big
Prime
deal.
time Stein on Instagram. Thank you.
Oh wait,
Prime
Prime
time
time.
Stein.
We got you down.
That seems like
Listen,
that name would be taken.
God bless you all.
I'm okay with advocating for the murder of a war criminal, but if your main reason is just because your gas prices are too, this person should die, but primarily because it's too expensive to fill up my gas tank.
Not because he's killing
That's
people.
not the best way to start your argument.
In Texas, though, it
Prime
is.
time Stein
Yeah,
on Instagram. Thank you.
fair.
They like war criminals as long as gas prices don't go up.
But Texas is, you know, an oil economy. Again, gas prices are high. Isn't that good for Texas?
I mean, if you're not getting any of the profits, it's not.
So I say, yeah.
Yeah. Conclusion: this guy's. He started off slow. I think he picked up towards the end when he really like let it go. There's a lot of SoundCloud rappers that are worse than this guy.
Yes,
Let's be real.
I admire his stamina for sure. Because like I would have been out of breath and on
You
the floor
admire
like,
this?
1 minute in.
Let's see. Oh, he's on
I almost
InfoWars.
would have felt better if my mom was intubated and didn't have to feel the pain that she
That's
went through.
not
But
him,
I
is
watched
it?
my mom struggle and
That's
take her
him.
last breath. And I mean, I don't even want to cry. I don't want to get emotional.
Did they give her steroids? Did they
They
give
gave
her?
her steroids. They gave
They
her
gave
a
her
cocktail
steroids.
medicine that is what killed her, Alex. It was
All right, I don't want to play.
Oh dear,
That's funny.
so this guy is like
Oh, he was on
all
Tucker
over.
too.
He's an Infowars guy.
One of the most
though.
effective
Oh,
ways
that
to
makes it worse for me.
change the way the people in charge behave is by
And I
making
don't
fun of
mean
them,
because he's on
particularly if you do it
InfoWars.
skillfully.
Like it's not ruined for me because he's an InfoWars host. It's ruined for me because I liked when he was just a random guy doing this.
Yeah.
And now I know he's just promoting himself, so it's just kind of
He's a memer.
it's
Well,
kinda
also
whack.
it looks like he's doing it ironically based on this intro from Tucker.
Oh,
he
so
was
he was doing a
mocking
parody of
Rasputin.
Scully D. He wasn't actually a Scully D loyalist.
still better.
skillfully. Alex Stein is a comedian in Texas. He's figured out how to do this.
So he's
So he
making
started
fun
showing
of
up at
people that
city
take
council
vaccines.
meetings
This
and
is
doing
what
things like this. Watch.
When you join Ukraine's Foreign Legion, we're going to train you. You don't even need any training. We're going to teach you. As a matter of fact, we'd prefer if you didn't have training because we don't want somebody that's all messed up.
What's the joke?
Texas called Alex Stein
think
started showing up at city council
To be fair, I think Tucker cut off the punchline there.
Well, it's on his Instagram. We'll take a look after this.
meetings across Texas, but politicians never paid attention to him. He's a citizen, but they were not that interested. So he decided on a new approach. Alex
Looks like
Stein
Henry
adopted
Rollins
the
a little
alter ego, primetime number 99, Alex Stein. He became a lot more voluble, and in the process showed us how unhinged our own leaders have become. Here, for example, is Alex Stein at a recent meeting of the Dallas City Council explaining why mandatory. Alex Stein is the host of the Conspiracy Castle with number 99, Alex Stein. We're happy to have him join us for the first time tonight. Alex
makes a
Stein,
lot
it's great
more
to meet
sense
you.
now.
How did you start doing this?
Tucker, man, it's such a pleasure. But let me tell you something, because we're under constant trauma-based mind control from the media. So what I did is I said, I'm not going to just lay down and let them control my life. So I said, I'm going to politicians. And I was dead serious at first. They disregarded me. When I said I didn't really think the lockdowns were effective, they didn't pay attention. So the crazier I got, I realized that's how you invoke a response. These people are what I call non-playable characters in the video game of life. They don't want to interact with us. When they get elected, they think all of a sudden we work for them. And that's not the case. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to put a mirror up to the mainstream media.
I love that he's like, when I was speaking normally, no one would pay attention to me. When I started acting like a jackass, finally they listen. And this is what the media is about. It's like,
the world we live in.
And show what the narrative is and how idiotic it is. Because everything I say is just regurgitated from Brian Stelter or Don Lemon and some idiot at CNN. So it's really actually pretty easy doing what I do, Tucker.
Rob, pause it. Never meet your idols. I was such a fan of this rap before he explained it. Now that he explained the joke, I just hate it now. I thought he was like a cringe posting, like liberal doofus, and that made me really love that. Now it's just like he's intentionally cringe posting, which makes it somehow way worse. Like,
agreed. Okay, so here's that other video.
If you could just state your name and address for the record, please.
So he spliced himself into a council meeting.
My name is Marcus Matthews. I'm at 7509 Inwood Road, and I have some handouts I want to hand out to the council members. I didn't realize there were so many people here, so I apologize for.
Well, it's a fake name, so it's probably a fake address.
Let me give you guys this.
Mr.
Is
Matthews,
he really
your,
from the Air
address
Force?
You just stated is different than the one on the card you put in.
Yeah, I know. I work for
Show the whole thing.
I'm here today to recruit some of you to go fight in the war in World War III. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but what's happening right now is an absolute nightmare. There are Ukrainian children getting hit with bombs from Russian soldiers. And I ask, if even just one of you were to consider joining, it could change the whole landscape of the war.
Okay.
You guys don't
Where's
realize.
the joke?
Yeah, I don't get it.
The power that you have as a
I'll
council
explain
member.
the joke to you. I understand what he's getting at. He's saying that people are who oppose Russia's invasion are advocating escalating the war towards World War III by doing no-fly zones and stuff like that. So he's saying if you're going to advocate that, go sign up and do it, which is a valid point. I don't know that this is the best way to get the point across.
The fact that he's doing this in deep red Texas, like, who is he trolling here?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, doesn't everybody agree with him?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like this is an issue where both the MAGAs and the libs are sort of in lockstep in, like, we oppose Putin and we have to support Ukraine. Am I wrong? I mean, Lindsey Graham and Marco Rubio were on TV like saying the exact same thing as Joe Biden. I could be wrong though about that. That's my perception.
But World War
So
III
who is he mocking?
If one member decides to stand up and do what is right and fight for this man right here,
for your right,
Vladimir Zelensky, you can make the difference, officer. You can make the difference, lady on a laptop. You can make the difference, guy over there. You can make the difference. You can make the difference. You can make the difference. Life is short.
Can you pause it? I want to ask Sid a question. I want to ask Sid something. Go ahead, Rob. You go first.
I was gonna say, like, to me, it's not that like I'm like, I get now that you mentioned, like, I get what you're saying, what he's getting at, and I'm not like, wow, he's really showing these people.
No.
My takeaway is, wow, this guy really has a lot of free time.
Yes.
Go
But it's
and
paying
do this.
off. This is all self-promotion.
Yeah.
And he has no talent. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
The best thing he did was the thing he was doing, trying to be intentionally bad.
Yeah.
Do we blame Sacha Baron Cohen for this?
Yes, the guerrilla style
In a
of
way.
comedy.
In a way, yes.
Is not for everybody. But Sid, I want to ask you, biopic of Dave Foley. Zelensky the guy, or is...
Oh, I thought you were going to say this Stein 99.
No, Zelensky.
I think we could do better. I think we
just physically. I know he doesn't have the accent.
I could sort of see it. Zelensky's a little more rat-faced than Dave Foley is. Dave Foley's in his prime was a handsome man and a gorgeous woman.
He's a pretty boy, but also slightly rat-faced, I would say, in a pretty way. Would you agree with that?
Put that on the back of his next book. Slightly rat-faced in a pretty way.
Says RIPALivecast.
Hey, listen, you said it. I'm not endorsing that comment. I don't know about Rob.
Rob, what do you think?
He
Dave
just
Foley.
looks like a Eastern European Jew to me.
Wait,
Oh,
we're
I
talking about
meant
Dave Foley,
Dave
now.
Foley. I wasn't saying
I
Zelensky's
thought
pretty.
Zelensky.
Zelensky's pretty. He's getting a lot of liberal attention from women.
Mm-hmm.
Has Randy Rainbow done a Zelensky song yet?
It's got to be.
I think he has.
It's got to be at least in the works. If he waxed poetic about fucking Cuomo, come on.
But that one, the song title just wrote itself. I don't know how you work Zelensky into something quippy like that.
Oh, he's very talented, Sid. He'll find a way. He's a good
does not
parodist. I'm not going to argue. I'm a parodist, and I'll say Randy Rainbow's good. He's effective at what he does. The songs they're good parodies. They're just the content. The content is so cringy.
He's just using his talent for evil instead of good.
Exactly.
There is no Zelensky song just yet.
Fucking coward.
He's definitely in the bunker working on it. I guarantee you.
Well, he just put out a book.
He put out a book. He put out there's another parody that did just come out. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was about Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert.
Well,
really high hanging fruit to pick at this point.
Very controversial stance. There.
Way to support women, Randy. Fucked up.
Misogynists.
That's right.
So let's talk about our live cast music break. Every week, we each pick a song and we throw it on a long ass playlist for you to enjoy. And you can look it up by going on Spotify and just search for live cast music break. It comes right up. I swear to you. And to start it off this year, this week, we put in a song from Taylor Hawkins, one of his side projects. He did an album called The Birds of Satan. It's like a very fun, heavier Southern rock kind of jam, and nobody really paid attention to it because they didn't know that it was Taylor Hawkins. They were like, "Who the fuck
really?"
is The
It
Birds
was
of
like,
Satan?"
huh.
But it's good. It's good. And so I threw a song up there. Thanks for the line. A nice a nice little number.
Too real, too soon for that song title with what we're assuming happened to him?
No, because it's not about that.
What's it about?
You don't have to. Don't make me look at that. The lyrics did not make it about drugs.
Might be one of them double entendres.
Maybe. Anyway, that was it. And then my pick of the week is from Giorgio Moroder, one of the greatest producers of all time. And it is from his Midnight Express soundtrack. And it is the first track called Chase.
He did a soundtrack for the tag team, Midnight Express?
He did a soundtrack for the movie Midnight Express. And then
they did a movie about the tag team?
The tag team Midnight Express used this song as their entrance theme. And then recently in All Elite Wrestling, the group FTR, the tag team FTR, have a kind of modern remix of this song that's really good.
What does FTR stand for?
It originally stood for Fuck the Revival, but it doesn't stand for that. Because the Revival was their team name in WWE when they were there. And one of the teams in AEW at the time was trying to create this feud with them. So they kept going, fuck the Revival. And then it became kind of like a Let's Go Brandon thing. Like, what's FTR?
Okay. Are they allowed to curse on AEW?
They say shit.
They don't say fuck, but they say shit. Yeah, they go up to shit.
They do lots of second tier curses, no F bombs.
Okay.
Oh, someone said an F bomb recently, and it got through. I think I can't remember what it was.
But it wasn't. It was like, yeah, they didn't. It wasn't planned for.
We're going full circle here because you mentioned the Midnight Express, and then Sweet Stan Lane is Lauren Boebert's father, as
That's
Dusty
right.
Rhodes reminded
That's
us.
right. That's right.
So
Lauren.
Weird.
Lauren was made out of wedlock, and the man who made her was a traveling pro wrestler.
Does he acknowledge his paternity to her, or no?
He probably does now that she's famous.
I believe.
Or did he raise her?
Neither of them admitted it, but somebody found court records of like he didn't pay alimony or something to her mother. So it's all but proven at this point. Like it's all like without them confirming it, it's like the evidence is there.
Okay, and Dusty Rhodes muffler says figure 4 wedlock. Just want to put that
Very
one
good.
there.
Sid, what did you pick?
Well, I always, if I get into any new or new to me music these days, it's by accident because I refuse to seek it out because I'm a old codger piece of shit who doesn't like new things. But I was in the car with my wife recently and a song came on and I'm like, what is this? This actually doesn't sound terrible. Like a lot of your music tastes. And it was this band Shannon and the Clams, who I've heard of. I've seen like Brooklyn Vegan tweet about them and stuff. And it's just like, just from the name, I'm like, that's not for me. There's no way that's for me. But it's really fucking good. It's like very retro, but not in a way that you hear. It's not like fucking Greta Van Fleet or anything like that. It's like 50s, 60s rock, but like a really unique take on it that doesn't feel like you're just hearing the same old shit. And it's good. It's really good. And I just picked like the song that stood out the most to me from, I guess it's their newest album, a song called Flowers Will Return. And it's just a really good rock and roll song. Feel good song. And I enjoyed it. Have I gone in and actually listened to full albums on my own? Nope. Will I? Maybe. Probably not. But this song's really good. Now you all can hear it. Darren?
And Durinsky?
Keeping with the theme of being an old codger piece of shit who likes only old music, I played a Keith Sweat song. This song is called How Deep Is Your Love. It's not a cover of the Bee Gees song. It's an original song. That's from his first album. I was just in a mood for like late 80s, early 90s R&B, and he's one of the classics. And also the fun fact about Keith Sweat is that he's Stan Lane's son. No, I'm just kidding about that. He is his real name, legal name is Keith Sweat. That is not a stage name.
That's awesome.
He was born Keith Sweat. So that fascinates me that there's a Sweat family name.
And if I could wager a guess, I'd say his love is at least 8 inches deep.
Oh, hey now.
Just a guess. Just a guess. Speaking of BBC.
BBW is getting BBLs to attract BBC.
And before we go, I do want to mention our Patreon. For $5 a month, you get 2 bonus episodes a month, and you get to support your favorite podcast. Go to patreon.com/RIPALivecast. And this month we had 2 great episodes, neither of which I remember. No, we did a Decline of Western Civilization watch along, which was really fun. We watched the first Decline of Western Civilization, and it was quite an interesting viewing. And Penelope Spheris is a wonderful director, and it's always exciting to see. And then what was our mid-month sitch?
Tiptoes watch along.
Oh my God. I tried to block it out of my fucking mind with the Tiptoes. It's Gary Oldman playing a dwarf. Oof, brutal.
It's also replete with me and Sid doing Matthew McConaughey impressions.
It's true.
From wall to wall.
It's hard not to.
He's also in the movie.
I mean, even Gary Oldman is doing a fucking Matthew McConaughey impression in the movie.
True.
If this gets you, that's true. They were supposed to be brothers, so he's adopted a Matthew McConaughey accent just to make, because Matthew McConaughey couldn't change his accent.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we should just briefly say the premise of this movie. Gary Oldman plays a dwarf. He walks around on his knees with shoes attached for the entire film. He's from a family full of dwarves, and Matthew McConaughey is an average-sized human being, and he's related to them. He's the only person in the family who is about 6 feet tall.
And it's not a comedy.
It's not it has comedic moments, but it's very much a drama. Heartfelt drama.
Brutal.
If that doesn't get you to watch it and us
yeah.
making fun of it, I don't know
What's
what
wrong
will.
with you?
And there's going to be a new month on Friday. It's going to be April 1st, which means there's going to be a new episode. So you can watch. It's going to be another entry into the RIPALivecast Meme Hall of Fame. And it's a big one. Who do we have this month, Sid? Or
Are we
next
revealing
month?
it?
What did we do? We did I Miss the Old New York, aka Vinny Stigma and his pigeons. We touched on that. We touched on Mindy Meyer, and the wonderful Patty Pies.
Yeah.
This is a great episode. So you can get all of that.
Fantastic.
You can get all of it on our Patreon, patreon.com/RIPLivecast. That's $5 a month. And if you want to throw in an extra $5 on top of that, you become a top Livecast fan of the week. What that means, of course, is that you get a shout out at the end of the show, which is right now. You get all the $5 a month perks plus a little shout ski at the end of the show. How should we do this?
Well, you did some impression. I meant to make a mental note earlier to
A Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly, or you can do it as a Kid Rock.
Or Tucker Carlson.
That's kind of hard. I don't want to raise the bar too much for Rob's impression.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he thinks he could do that. We leave it to your discretion.
Well, here, you see, the problem here is that Eric and Benjamin, they don't want to invade Iraq, and they probably believe in vaccines, which is a problem because people like El Duderino and Dan are prevented from going to work. And I don't like that. And then I want to mention that at the top of the hour, Sam I Am will be talking to Mindy Meyer's Kippa here on Fox News. And we have Jander in the studio. He recently got into an altercation with Rabba Ganoush, aka Justin, who tried to ask him to put on a mask because they were in close proximity to one another, and he got Shasur Shasusits and Cattle Decaf to throw Dallas out of the facility, and then Dallas got Rabba Vampiro arrested because Hugo likes tacos, and Lando Danks, let me tell you that LaCroix, Corey, and Scotty H just showed up at the event, and they told Doug Pigman, they said, "Douglas, who are you, Levison?" And I said, "Hey, guys, it's Josh." Boom. I did it.
Very good. That has to go in your pantheon. Your pantheon of impressions. That's a very good one.
Well, thank you, Darren.
I just don't respect people who do not think for themselves. We may come to different conclusions, but I respect you for thinking for yourself. You're a free thinker.
Whew. Well, that's our show. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week. R.I.P. Taylor Hawkins.
Bye.
Bye-bye.